Good evening. Good evening. It's 9:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Had a great day. I want to welcome you to my live stream after spending a couple of hours in Charlestown. And I went through the cemetery, but I'm not going to show you the whole video. I cut out where I was leaving home and all this. So, I had a great day. Talked to a whole lot of people, and it didn't happen. I didn't sign up. This is Level Street. You see a few tree limbs down and all this. The cemetery is up there on the right. It looked like they had some trees down. There's the Charlestown Cemetery, people. They got some mausoleum, but not like they got in those big cemeteries. See broken limbs. People, you believe I used to cut this back in my younger days when I was 12 years old with a push mower. Then the older I get, they came out with button lawnmowers. So I'm going to get out, take my phone with me. Like this. But like I say, we work for Memorial Weekend. We had this whole thing cut. I bet we work day and night. I bet we put better than 60 hours. Marco, man. A week. Thank you. I wish I could get 300. You can tell my brother hasn't been up here to put no flowers on mom and dad's grave. I was going to do it, but I get something next week. People, this is at Charlestown, Indiana, at the Charlestown Cemetery. There's my mom and dad's tombstone. If you see right here, it get a close up. Clean. That's my dad. He died April 12th. There's my mom. She died February the 15th. 2 days after her 101st birthday. And my grandpa and grandma, Roberts. There's my grandma. She died in 78. I should have. There's my grandpa, Homer J. Roberts. They are from Orleans, Indiana. No. See, this is my grandpa. He was a good man. He was in the Spanish-American War. He worked for Monon Rebro. And he's veteran of the Spanish-American War. I don't know if it has it in the history books. They did when I was in school, but that was a long time ago. And I show you my mom's tombstone. When I was young, she was a stay-at-home mom. She taught school until 46 at, I believe it was the old Jonathan Jennings School up on the square. She taught piano lessons 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And you're going to meet one of them young ladies, when we get to the town square. Home J. Roberts, Indiana, private company, 2nd Regiment Infantry, Spanish-American War. He was born October 8th, 1877. Died February the 20th. And like I say, it's real bright. I see people don't really stick the flags in the ground good. See, when I used to work there up until 93, 94, Dad died in 92, which you hear that later on in the video. I had health problems even then. My dad knew it. I told the doctor to tell my dad and mom about it because we all had the same doctor, Dr. Jones and Vasco. They was great doctors. And they was, they was good doctors. But you will see some damage that happened last night in Charlestown. I don't remember the wind blowing that bad where I live. I live west of Charlestown. And it done quite a bit of damage. And I want to thank WLKY TV, which is channel 32, out of Louisville, Kentucky, being at the memorial service. And I asked somebody why they not holding it at the cemetery. They said it's too wet. Well, last Wednesday, it was in the paper. I don't have Facebook. I got Twitch. So anything to go in the paper for this week, the deadline is Friday. So they put it in there a week before I got the paper came out. So how did they know it was going to be wet? She's a good mayor. She gave a good speech. But I miss quite a few people that wasn't at that memorial service today. One is Chuck Gross. He's a member of the VFW. And the people of class of 72, Captain Tom Cook of the American Legion Post wasn't there. They said they didn't feel good. The next service they will have will be Veterans Day. Well, plus you had that rainstorm last night. I'm setting up the American flag like, they should. See, if they have it out here,
yeah. School teacher is her and her husband. When I used to work up here, it's one thing about her. She taught us about the difference between poison ivy.
Hey, Marco, man. Mark Carbro, man. Can you get some of your people to subscribe to my channel? You can tell them, so you might not like his channel, or I said he's a lonely man of 70 plus years old. He tries to help people out, this and that. I appreciate you subscribers out there that subscribe to my channel. You don't have to, but it's very thoughtful of you doing it. I'm Dave. Come on, Alexi, get down. I know you love me, but you know, you can tell I'm a cat lover. Mrs. Breeden, she's a great. I think I had her in the third grade. Then she was a principal. She had a son named Rebel. He was a school teacher. I believe he taught either junior high or high school. I can't remember. You people had him, you know who I'm talking about. Also up there was well, we get to it later.
And poison oak. You know, see, they did when they died 2020. Look at that. When I worked here, there'd been grass growing because the guys they got working for them don't give a crap. That's one thing Dad and me agreed on. But when you got people like it who have some.
Okay, people, you pay that much money for a gray space. I think when Dad was alive, it was $250, $300. Now it's over $500 for a grave space. And, that looks bad. Look at this. You can see that looks bad. Look
To
how
do with
bad this
graves and
is.
funeral home here in town that
There's
don't
another.
give a crap about. They had CDs set up. People left the cemetery CD to they could only touch the interest. They couldn't touch the principal. I see some in this area that during Memorial Day they put flowers out because that was in the will. But Grayson, it's a conflict of interest. He shouldn't even be on the board.
People, you all remember my father, how great person he was, and mom. And the people had it in the will. They can only touch the interest, not the principal. And nobody from the Grayson family could be on the board. You had Norman Barnes, Miss Mars, who was a school teacher, and I'll forget that African American lady. Maybe Buckner, I think was her name, and all this. But people that have seen me said, Tom, can you please come back and take charge of this? Where our graves would look beautiful. When my mom passed away, I went and bought me some good topsoil, well, black dirt, potting soil, and grass seed, and some straw. and I kind of rotilled it up where then fertilizer. Sprinkle the fertilizer, rake that in, the grass seed, and I put some of that potting soil all over it, and some more grass seed, and some more top, potting soil, put straw on it. I was up there one day when they was cutting grass. It's the Cooper family. I don't know if they still got the contract or what. When you put straw down, people, you mow around it. You don't drive over it and throw it everywhere like he did. I sit there and I watched him. I wish I had a cell phone. One I know now, I could record that to show you the proof. I lucky the police wasn't called. Hello, Anthony. I'm doing okay. I'm sharing the video that I've done this
65.
morning.
Pebbles L. Frazier. Born January 24, 1965. Died November the 23rd of 2020. No, that's bad. Awful young. See, this is a new part. When I left here in 93, 94, I just could, because I was having some medical problems. All this, I could hack it, plus all this. Plus, when Grayson's took it over, they cut me 50 cents an hour.
And I had to pay a babysitter.
And you can see, we don't have that many trees out there. He cuts them down because he was in charge. Ouch! Oh, he was in charge of a cemetery in Jeffersonville. I think it was on 8th Street. I think it's called Eastern Cemetery.
Eastern Cemetery.
I believe. I could be wrong. And back there in the back, we're going to go to the back of the cemetery. I want to show you one of my, I don't think I have to have a seatbelt on up here in the cemetery. I don't think. Shouldn't have to. It's private or public or whatever.
I'm going to make a right turn here, people.
On the right, well, let me take it out of there. See, there where they used to bury the babies. There.
We had
There's
a
spruce
baby
the back,
section
has feathers.
They was great
And,
people.
there's some nice people. Roseberry was here in Charlestown.
And all his children grew up in Charlestown. In front is the
Let's
woods.
see how far I have to. Well, I guess I can come down here. It ain't that far to walk.
Well, the people that used to own those woods like that, the cemetery was supposed to got it when they died. I don't know what happened. The cemetery didn't get it. The cemetery would have to clean all those trees down and all that. Charleston is a nice place to live.
This is the woods back there. That looked like they had a tree uprooted. It looked like. Oh.
I'm having trouble with my back. My legs is hurting.
See, there's a saddle, but you can't put them on somebody's tombstone. You don't know where it comes from. People, put your name on the back of them.
Yeah, put the name on the back
person's
of
name
it.
that the
That way, if
tombstone's
it
on,
goes
find some
off,
way to tie it
they
down.
somebody would know where it goes to.
It
I
looked
got my
like
rear
it
end
came.
jumped. I got my rear end jumped on when I worked there. I said, "I'm sorry, but I didn't know where they went." And if you put the name on the back of it, or fix it up with wires or something and stick it into the ground, where it won't blow off, something to really hold it down. I worked in that cemetery since I was 12 years old, paid into Social Security, had to get a work permit for school, and used push mowers. Then cemetery bought button lawnmowers. That's those green lawnmowers that you walk behind people if you don't know what a button lawnmower is.
From there, it looks like, but I'm not sure. I'm going to put it on there.
They got flowers like it had on there, but I could have been wrong.
But I'm not sure if that's where it goes.
I'm sorry, people. I'm trying to do my best I can.
I got to figure out where she's at. See, they got tree limbs there over the fence.
You see that tree right here that blew over on the other side of to my late wife, my brother-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law.
There's Sherry Milliton. She's kind of like a sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law.
There's Jerry Hogan, who's married to Mrs. Braswell.
Mrs. Braswell.
Benjamin Gutter. I think
Mrs.
that's
Braswell was
nephew,
Mr. Braswell, the mayor of Charlestown, for quite a few years. One of the best mayors we had.
There's Carlene,
The sister-in-law.
She's been dead 22 years. Lord.
There's
There's Jean Hogan, my mother-in-law. There's Johnny Lee Hogan, my nephew. And there's David Troy Hogan, my brother-in-law.
I always knew him.
Died 2 years ago. Has that been that long? He died of cancer. There's his wife's name, LaVon Renee. When they got together, all this, nobody thought they would stay together.
She's a very sweet young lady.
Done any damage over here? I don't think there's any tombstones down here. I don't think.
This is around Bill
since it's Memorial Weekend,
you know where that is. There's a weekly fame, but
they didn't look like it hurt that tombstone.
But it looks bad for Memorial.
Must had a little tornado come through here. Somebody named Bruce E. I want to say Casey. I can't see the name of it. See, it uprooted this tree. So that shows you. So look at that. These idiots,
sick of this, people.
Cooper still
Anthony, what do you think of it? You pay that much money for a grave space, they can't take care of it like I used to.
You're supposed to like bring a screwdriver with you.
And a hammer, you could drive that screwdriver down. Well, it wouldn't go in that one.
Oh, maybe it goes there. I don't know where to go.
I'm sorry, people, if I put that in the wrong spot.
I remember him. He was a pretty nice guy.
Young.
But I was cutting out here one day. His last name was Bates. And
I can't remember where his tombstone is.
I'm thinking right in here somewhere, name of Bates.
The tree ain't no longer there. They cut it down. Mr. Bates is turning over in the grave.
One. See, they don't take care of this like that when I did. People ask me if I would come back out here and take care of it like you used to. But my health problems, I can't do it.
355, flight level 3.
People, if I went back to do that, I have to buy all new lawnmowers, 0 turns. Then I have to buy at least 3 weed eaters. Then gasoline to do it. And probably grass seed, pot and soil. You all remember back quite a few years ago, we had semi-load, dump truck loads of black pot and soil. And we had a small rotary tiller, which it was privately owned, which I sold it, which that was a mistake. And I do it. And when they fill those graves, I don't know how it is in any other states or on the planet, that at least here, the dirt is on top of it, is the bottom dirt. And they haul the topsoil away, which is better dirt. You know, they didn't know how to do it. But that's you all people there on the cemetery board. You know, they upset me when Mom died. Mom and Dad was well liked. And I went to complain. Told them, I said, I almost got in a fight with. And I told Chris Grayson, when you got straw on the grass, you don't run over top of it. I've seen the cemetery, or you all pave him, or whatever, how you do it, that they put the straw down. Then when it goes time to cut grass, instead of driving around it, they drove over top of it, blew the grass seed and the straw everywhere.
I see another tree or limb is down.
I know them people.
See, we always came out here early. Like I said, they used to have it on Saturdays.
And when we get down there around the curve, we run into Mr. Grimes, who was from Charlestown. He had some brothers named Larry and Jerry Grimes, classmates. I think Larry had coal black hair, and Jerry, I forget what color hair he got. But
I bent the pipe up there on the fence.
We walking over to where the baby section is. Right over there is the Fletcher house. What it used to be the Fletcher house. I don't know who owns it.
Hello, young man. Pretty good.
See, we
They
all
must have a heck of a storm up here last night.
he looks like a Grimes. He looks like Larry.
I miss living here in town. Underwood.
Born and raised here.
I was. I've been ever since I was a baby.
From there.
Thank you for your service, Mr. Grimes.
He was down there at the Reserve Center down there in Jeff.
Oh,
Then he moved to Corden.
yeah.
But I lived here 60 some odd years.
Well, I lived on Vine out here.
Out there in Aikman.
I lived down in there.
Aikman probably didn't live there then.
When I lived there,
I
went to
remember
service in
that. That was a
67,
long time ago.
and, November '67, and I retired in '89. I did. No, I'm correct. '87, end of November of '87. My mom and dad's buried right there.
I used to work up here cutting this grass. And see, Dad died in '92. You remember Bob Cartwright worked at Peter's Insurance?
Yeah, I remember.
Was a
that.
Mason and Lions Club. He died in '92.
Yeah,
I worked maybe another year until I couldn't do it because I had health problems.
That's
Grayson's,
like me, yeah.
Grayson's took it over, which
To me, that's a conflict
to
of
me
interest.
it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah,
I told you.
yeah. I live at Radcliffe, Kentucky, is where I live at.
Oh.
I retired at Fort Knox, and I worked construction around there up until 4 years ago, and I retired from it. Now I'm trying to get my disability, and
He's going through hot
They
water,
turned me down once.
people.
I'm trying it again.
I know Doug Copeland was having trouble. He wasn't 100%, but before he died, was
He got it.
VAV or somebody helped him, or maybe VFW, or they had the people you could talk to.
Well, that's what I done back in March. I signed up and went down there, and I got a list that long of what's wrong. I just got over colon cancer, get off of chemo, and I still got it in me, and I can feel it. But
Say prayers for
next
Mr.
month I gotta go
Grimes,
to the
y'all.
doctors in Louisville.
That's what they do. They send you to doctors.
Yeah, well, I got all my. I got a doctor's appointment in the morning. I do down home. I got an appointment down there. Yeah, I come up to visit Mom and them's grave. Then I'm gonna go by my brother's house. I am. He lives over here. He got in my house up here 4 years ago. So I wanna.
I like living out in the country. You know, it's a little bit different because
Yeah.
the city, you got sewer. Out in the country, you got a septic tank.
Yeah.
You got to do this and that. I had no choice because of the stupid mayor we had. I call him Boss Hog. You know how Boss Hog was.
Yeah.
That's about how he acted.
Yeah.
He condemned those houses up there in the Pleasant Ridge
I
subdivision.
know it. I lived up there until we moved out on the road.
Thank you all for
That's
the
where I
thumbs
lived
up.
until I
God
bought me a
bless
house
you.
in Underwood. But them houses would stand storms like we got last night.
Oh yeah.
It has been through tornado, windstorm,
I know.
and all that because they was built good. But he didn't want people
A
made.
big corporation bought a bunch of them, didn't they? And I noticed. I've been coming up here.
But yeah,
they rebuilt a bunch of new ones in there.
And I don't like slab houses.
I don't need.
My
I live in a
question,
trailer.
I couldn't buy a trailer by going through the government. And some of those old houses had basement in them.
Sure. Mhm.
You did have some slum landlords,
That's
and
true.
they blackmailed them. They only had to pay $10,000.
Yeah. We had a root cellar. We got into a big storm out there on Vineland. My aunt and uncle lived next door. Yep.
That was a
But
long time
what makes
ago.
me mad when I read it in the paper, they have a memorial service up on the square
Uh,
because it's supposed to be at 10 o'clock.
well, they got a tree down up there they're cutting up now. I just come around it. I did.
Because I heard they had power lines down right around City Hall somewhere last night.
Coming down Monroe and everything. I went down into town to come around down there, Monroe, high school, going down that way. They got some real low lines. They did. Real low lines down through there. I just moved a bush out of the way on top of
I saw that.
I moved them off the top of there.
But they don't take care of this cemetery like when I worked here. People have asked me, said, Tom, why didn't you come back? I said, my health won't let me.
Yep, I know what you mean. I'm retired again, and I darn it.
People, I wish I could go back, but you know, them zero turn lawnmowers, they're not cheap. You got to get the commercial grade. You got the you got all that to do, and you're gonna have to hire some help to help you cut it. One person couldn't cut it. It's impossible. Sometimes during Memorial Month, like about a week, say last week, we spent over 60 hours cutting that whole cemetery where it would look good for Saturday memorial service. But things change, you know, that's part of life growing up, people. And I put my description into it, but for some reason I don't see it. That's okay. You know, I don't know what happened. Something got a race in it, but that's okay. But, you know,
I manage a little a trailer park, 18 trailers and 2 houses, and then I live there, and plus I take care of a car wash.
I used to live in a trailer park back in the 70s.
let's speed it up a little bit. You're going to block
I'm
me.
getting ready to back out.
You know, she's a very sweet young lady. You know, I call everybody young because they're younger than me. That's how my dad taught me. Even if they owe, how you doing, young man? And how you doing, young lady? It makes them feel good. You heard Mr. Grimes when I said, "How you doing, young man?" He said back, "How you doing, young man?" That made me feel good. Don't get that many people out there that tell you this stuff. I gotta put my seatbelt on because I'm getting ready to leave the cemetery.
I better get up here.
Well, Mr. Grimes says he had to go to the outhouse.
Where'd she
I said, if
go?
you go up there,
Oh,
go down towards the shed. I said, behind the concrete shed, there's a outhouse that's been there over 50 years, maybe close to 100 years, something like that. I've used that many a times when I used to work
well,
there.
it looks
I
like
still
I'm
use
awful
it
close
every
to
once in a while
Tucson,
when
but
I'm up there. Like I say, they don't keep that cemetery like when Dad was alive. I know Dad is turning over in his grave. Anybody from Charlestown that knew my dad, you know how he was taking care of the cemetery. I should have went straight because I can show you back there in the 40s, 50s like that. That's where only African American can be
I know I ain't got my
buried
seatbelt
back
on.
in those days. Now they can be buried anywhere in the cemetery. See, there's that concrete shed. I was going to go straight and go around the shed, but I looked up there and I saw a tree there.
See, people, this is where they used to have the Memorial Day service.
There's a tombstone of Jonathan Jennings, the first
This
governor of
is a
Indiana.
very old part of the cemetery.
You got
There's
all
a part
kinds of
which is a
veterans
family
back there.
member. They spell their names different.
That was a family member.
Boy, they got some work cut out.
Some
I'm
people
glad I didn't
just
go
leave
that
the
way because you
W
can't
out.
get out of the road. Look at that. Because these is old tombstones.
There might be a few broken ones in there. I mean, those is old. I'd say at least 100 years old. You can see there's trees that was down here. It's up by Mrs. Kaiser property.
Boy, they got hit bad up here, people. Whoever cut the trees up didn't clean the road up.
I don't think that was the city. I would believe Charlestown city employees would sweep it.
There's a tree that got uprooted.
And the house on the left used to be Harold Goodlett, the county cop, when he was married. There's the old First Christian Church on the right where I went when I was a kid. Now it's the A&E Center. There's the Combs' property on the left. If you go straight ahead, you run into the VFW on the left. Behind this house right there used to be a water tower. This was Jerome Peters' house, and this was his mother's house, if I remember. I used to cut both of that grass when I was younger. There's the Charlestown post office. Now you see they got that road blocked off in front of City Hall.
For Veteran Day.
And right here was Horseshoe Bar and Grill owned by Larry Dean and Cass Feather. I forget what his first name was. This building right here, people, the roof will fold off of it. That used to care, but I moved.
Well, I'd go over and park. It'd be better. Maybe I
To be closer, I
have
don't
to
have
get
to
out
walk
of the
that
car.
far. Like I say, that was the old B&T drugstore. To Bottoff and Tobias drugstore. And that used to be the old 5 and 10 drugstore. And that building next to City Hall used to be Dr. Jones and Fosco's doctor office. I think this guy is the preacher, I think. Somebody got a green thumb. Look how beautiful those flowers are. See this lady right there in the gray with blonde hair? That's the ones who be singing in a little bit. This lady right here, beautiful young lady,
I'll leave it right
she
here for
she
right
took
now.
piano lessons from
I
my
might
mom.
keep it
You hear
plugged
that
in since
later
it's
on
not
in the
10 o'clock.
video. I'm glad it wasn't Saturday, because I would probably shot her. Because I was a mean young kid back there then. Drank alcohol, smoked marijuana, but people, I've been sober 25 plus years. And you could quit, just like this girl I watched on YouTube, Lisa Richards, also known as Kiev something, always asking for money to buy drugs. She must be at least 40 years old, maybe more. And can somebody in the family, you all would know about it, can they have her committed for 48 hours? I don't know if you can do that anymore. Try to get her help, or could the court make her get help? But you know, you can't make anybody do anything if they don't want to do. As I've always told people, if you hear it, you see it, you report it. Even on child abuse or women abuse, please report that. Lady, it's not your fault. So, you know, but I plan to do a video on abuse, or maybe the signs of abuse. Fathers, mothers who got daughters, or you got sisters, or cousins, or aunts. You can go and research it in your search engine and find out what the sign is of women abuse. I know, man, you get mad every time I talk about it, but there's more women who gets abuse than men. Men don't report it. That's the good old boys club, as you hear so many people talk about. Like I say, up here on the square, that used to be where the old Jonathan Jennings was. I went there until the 6th grade. Then we went to the new Jonathan Jennings in the Pleasant Ridge subdivision. I was in the 6th grade. Patrol boy with Don Ennis, Eric Bridges, Brian Sumner, and I think Gary Rhodes, but I'm not sure. You know, when you get 70 plus years old, it's hard to remember. I should have took my tripod out of my trunk, which it's in the house now because I don't leave it in the car. And so, but you see, I was shaking a little bit, which you know that's my fault. I should have used my tripod. And Anthony, I'm still sore. My back's hurting. My left shoulder's hurting because I took the washing machine out yesterday on one of those little dollies. That asshole son of a gun was heavy. So, you know, I got a little pile out there. I still got to take my old ice box out. If I had one of them big dollies like they use, when they move stuff like that in, you know, but I just, when you're on a fixed income between $800 and $900 a month, it's kind of hard, people. Come on, Alexei, quit hitting my arm, please. You, you better than your mama sometimes. So I lost my banner. Let's try to get my banner back up again. Oh, something's wrong with StreamYard tonight because my banner ain't called ticker take on the bottom for some reason. But that's okay. I'll figure this out later before I go to the next live stream. And that new subscriber, I subscribed to your channel because you didn't give me permission to use your name, which I won't, because nobody knows. I say you live out in the country. I watched a couple of videos, gave you the thumbs up. People, anybody can do a YouTube channel. I recommend that the mother and father do a video on the family medical history. They said, why would you want me to do something like that? I said, well, if you got grandkids or children, they have the right to know what their medical history would be later on down the road. Plus, your family, I have a video of you and your mate where they can remember if something happens to you when God calls you to come home. But it's up to you. But it's funny. Every time you go to the doctor or to the hospital, they want to know your family medical history. It's like, you're a fool. You don't know. I was in the hospital. That's been over 25 years ago. They asked me, I said, I don't know. I'm adopted. And I guess the doctor or nurse came in. She adopted a child. Can't remember who it was. The only thing I can remember, it was Clark County Hospital. I've said, the child, he or she knows there's something different about it. The kid is smart. So, you know, just
See, I got a tree down over there.
that's over by where the horseshoe bar used to be.
The Coast Guard, Air Force, Marines, Navy, Army.
So if you look right here, you You look up here, you see all this nice.
American flag,
There's
Indiana
the
flag,
Vietnam War,
build up.
and when the soldiers came back from Vietnam, they got
Hello, young lady.
go at them, called baby killers. They call them all kinds of things. But if you've never been in the war, there's Mr. Ernie Thompson and Bill Grayson. If it wasn't for this guy right here, Ernie Thompson, probably never would have made it out alive.
He was too big to get in one, but he had 3 of them. And I'm talking about with motors and everything. Yeah. Hi, Thomas.
Hello, Mr. Ernie.
Yeah, sure did. He had 3 of them gangsters, not counting everything else he had.
Well, Ernie used to be the Charlestown.
Hello, Mr. Grace. How you doing, young man?
Charlestown.
Whose idea to have it up
He
here?
had stuff everywhere. They said he had to put on the engine, they had an intake. They said
I see they got some trees down right there. When you come in there where you go down by the shed, I saw that. Back there where old man Bates is buried, that had a tree. It didn't look like it damaged
I know where my parents are buried. Now I haven't got out there yet. My sister called me.
Just had it covered up with a sheet
It's,
and left it in there.
well, if you come up, say from the shed area and, on that road, past the water faucet, straight back towards the woods. I think it'd be a little bit to the right, I believe.
That's where my parents
So I bet when he left
Is
there,
Steve
Bill
still
Grayson
alive?
went up there and looked.
I can't remember. I don't get Charleston that much. Only on Friday when I come to the post office.
If we better get up there.
I'm going to Scottsburg. We're going to have a big, or not, we're not. I'm going to go to a car show. They're having one on the square at Scottsburg.
They're going to have a show up in Scottsburg on the square, but maybe I didn't catch it when you said it.
Yeah, I hope you don't.
Well, the guy that lives right there in that log said, you don't want to drive back. We're here,
Yeah.
He said, you don't want to drive back through there. I said, well, I've walked it before.
Yeah, I have too. I bet it's wet back through there.
Who said you come to Scottsburg?
I got a gun. So go ahead.
That was a joke, people. Well, we got a joke every once in a while.
But don't Wayne have a road cut through there? Can't you go?
I'm going to have to put a roadblock out there and start charging people to come up 30 going. But I know it's illegal.
You're too mean to run.
Did you help her when she was in school?
No.
Oh, she's smarter than you.
She's a lot younger than me, Tom.
You can tell she got mad at that.
Tell by her face she's not happy.
What Tommy's going to tell you is
They're cousins anyway.
he would have never.
I didn't know that was his cousin.
You know.
I asked this one guy, you remember old Fred, Snyder?
Fred Snyder did.
He wouldn't help anybody because he was a straight A student. His dad made the same amount of money as my dad. He didn't care.
Yeah.
I think kids, the favorite.
You didn't let him cheat, did you? I said, no.
His granddaughter he just talked about, she's sweet.
Pretty good turnout here though so far.
I guess his granddaughter should be close
Y'all see the damage up in the
13
cemetery.
somewhere. I don't know. I can't remember.
You know what's funny is the wind comes this way.
No, you're wrong, Ernie. It came out of the west. It came out of the west. You look at the trees, it came out of the west. At least you see at the cemetery, it came out of the west.
No, I
You gonna speak?
No.
I just thought I should.
Mayor told me I better be here, is all I'm doing. She's here.
Well, she could walk here.
Uh-oh. We're bringing a gun, Tommy. You bring your truck. You're gonna shoot.
I'll probably jump.
of those was in the room.
I know we'll forget. I don't know whose funeral we sat, and Carol got out and played that bugle. I thought, damn, he's good. And I went over and said something to him. He said, Ernie, that was a recording. But hell, I thought he had learned how to play that.
I remember when we was young, used to go to the cemetery. They had kids from the band that would play. They had 2 trumpets,
Right.
but they don't do that anymore.
There's the mayor right there. See them legs up there, so don't get over there, the Lord. The Lord. Up there.
Yeah, they got a trip. Work on that tree tomorrow.
They'll work on it tomorrow, or they don't have to pay overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to save y'all money, but
That goes into AFib.
State's back.
They're afraid I'll have a stroke, so I stand on it or try. My worst is getting up and down.
This guy right here is running for a Clark County
Well,
office.
Of course, they're telling me to lose weight.
I think
And then
Clark County Council.
but my problem is my one heart doctor told me this, not to do it, that I'd have a stroke. Then he retired. So I get this new one. So I thought, well, I'll talk to him. And it was just like they had both rehearsed what they would say. It was identical. And I asked him when he was done, I said, have you ever talked to Dr. Dean about me? He said, no. He said, I didn't even read your chart because I wanted to talk to you first and see and give you an EKG, which he did. But they both said the same exact thing, had never, ever talked to each other. But what both of them didn't know is my grandmother and my mother and my
I
aunt,
didn't know that
which
till
was my mom.
today
I
about
hate to
her.
put it in it, her real sister. My mother had 18 brothers and sisters.
That
So it
looks
was
like
mine and ours.
Ernie's
The lady
little
died of a stroke.
SN.
Was their sister that they had the same father and mother. Now, all 3 of them died of a stroke, so I'm scared.
I'm scared.
You better hope you don't have
you're running
anything
for-
problems with your throat where they
You're running
stick it.
Oh, Council Large.
What, Clark County?
I am. Jim Brewer's the name.
What, Democrat or?
Democrat. Yes.
I don't like that good old boys club, if you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
I got in trouble last Tuesday. I went up to Scottsburg and we were sitting there having pizza and giving all the money to Monroe Township. And in comes Jerry Good. And he come back and said, hey, Ernie. And I said, hey, what's going on? He said, oh, man, good to see you. And I said, hey, I don't have Terry's number. I've lost it. I said, would you call him? He said, yeah, come on back here. And so I waited till I was done and walked back. And he called Terry and got done. And I said, hey, Jerry, I said, I've got a slice of pizza eating on and about a half a glass of water. Would you take that over to my buddy Jamie? And he said, now, Ernie, you do good.
Hey, you don't mess with that judge.
Oh, no.
Hey,
I got that. Good to see you. Nice to meet you, sir.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll take care of you.
yeah, just be
I'll take
careful
care
with that.
Oh, yeah.
Dave.
Oh, I will.
Like I
I
say,
will.
I got one scar from here to here, from
Yeah.
here to here.
Yeah.
I had 2 surgeries on in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Got infection in it.
Who? My buddy Jimmy got his done and was doing great. Went through the
You're talking
therapy,
about
was going up
Waldo,
edge of the
Jimmy
drive,
Walden.
and it was slick that morning, and a car come out of the street, hit the brakes, and slammed him right in the knee.
Yeah.
And had to have it done again.
Yeah, see, mine was supposed to last 30 years.
Yeah.
And I'm an iron worker. That's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
And lasted 2.5.
Yeah.
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 But it's nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, bud.
Nice meeting you, sir.
Yeah.
okay, I live over in Underwood
Okay.
on County Line Road.
Uh-oh.
I know I voted Democrat,
He
except one I didn't vote for.
That was the
Yeah.
president.
Well, that idiot Mary had. Because I was on a fixed income. I couldn't afford any place. And thank God Trump was president. I didn't think he would care about the little people. But I've written to Obama and other people, never hear nothing back. I went through the USD. I was having trouble with my vouchers. I heard back in a week.
I did. That's the
I know it
truth.
was his secretary, but they had to ask him.
I got tickled that the Blevins boy won big, but probably the reason he won so big is Leroy Williams is his cousin. And Leroy's so well thought of around here, and he really got out and hustled for that Blevins.
Leroy used to own that place up there in Lexington, Indiana. There.
Yeah, Williams is a known family around here.
I tell you, I met him. I walked up and
A
met all
couple of
three
them worked
people
for
I'm running.
Pepsi, and I think one worked for Rainbow, if I remember right.
Now, I like Richard Snelling, even if he is a Republican, because of Monty. I like Monty. And Monty's always been good to me, but I've always been a Democrat. Nice meeting you, but
Yes.
What happened to Judge Nicole?
Drugstore there used to
You
be
ever get
the
on YouTube?
Western Parish.
I got a YouTube channel.
check it out.
It's Tom Cartwright 4375. If you can remember it.
Sonny's like me. We're both old.
People, that was Ernie Thompson. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have made it out of school.
Please join me in prayer. O God of truth and justice, we hold before you those whose memory we cherish and those whose names we will never know. Help us to lift our eyes above the torment of this broken world. Today we pray for peace, which those we honor fought valiantly to achieve. We pray in gratitude for all those who have worked selflessly to provide security and safety to others. May we emulate their courage and bravery. We pray in your holy name. Amen.
Look at that beautiful sky. You get to hear these two sweet young ladies sing the national anthem. They have beautiful voices. That one girl took me piano lessons.
Oh, say, can you see?
That's one
By the dawn's early
right there, that blonde,
light,
right?
what so proudly we
Oh, if I had
hailed
a tripod,
at
this
the
blonde-headed girl, right?
twilight's last gleam,
She took
whose
piano
bright
lessons from my mom.
stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, was so gallantly streaming, and the rugged thread glowed, the bombs bursting in air.
There's the mayor of Charlestown. There's the preacher. I don't know who this woman there is in red, but this lady on, I'm going to say maybe 30s, 40s. She might be older. I don't know. But this one right there, she's the one that took piano lessons from my mother. God bless her. And she'd tell you my mother was a good piano and organ teacher. If I had a tripod, if I got my tripod, it wouldn't move around like that. I'm sorry, people. If I'm not up at least 3 hours, my brain don't work too good. I've only been up maybe an hour and 15, an hour 30. They both got beautiful voices. I think they've been doing it for years. I think they started out when they.
Our guest speaker today is very familiar here in Charlestown.
Some of you don't know who she is, but we love her.
A whole lot of people loves her in Charleston, even some
Dr.
Republicans.
His
I'm sorry, people.
is going to be our guest speaker today, so give her a big hand.
Good morning, everyone.
WLKY TV was there, the only TV
It's an honor to
station.
get
I want to
to
thank
meet with you today, address you today,
WLKY TV,
and
Channel
commemorate
32 out of
today.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Memorial Day has a special place in many people's hearts for a variety of reasons. This is traditionally the time when we decorate our cemeteries and pause and reflect on the great sacrifices that some have made in protection of our country. Often people turn to social media, and if you look at Facebook or any of those platforms today, you will probably see people posting Memorial Day posts.
You forgot
YouTube.
YouTube.
Are posts that have two words attached to them: respect and honor. And so today I wanted to talk a little bit about those two terms and what they mean as we honor today. When you look up the definition of respect, you'll see that it's attached to admiration, a profound admiration even, that it's rooted in the keeping of tradition. And we often talk about people who respect one another. And throughout our country, and especially here in the city of Charlestown, we have deep respect for those who choose to serve our country. Perhaps it is our wartime boomtown history where we sent men and women to fight during World War II while at home here in Charlestown. The ammunition plant right down the road worked on this side to provide for that war effort. Perhaps it's the number of people we sent away during that time who didn't get to return home. For whatever reason, here in the city of Charlestown, we have great respect for our military heroes. But Memorial Day is more than just celebrating those that have served our country. It's about honoring those who didn't get to come home to be with their families again. Those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty, keeping us safe. Many of you here know someone personally, have a family member, a friend, a former teacher, or other connection that is on your mind right now.
Thank you all for coming.
And so when we look at the word honor, what we understand about honor is that it's more than admiration. It's so much more than respect.
Next time I use my
When we
tripod, I'm sorry,
We are
people.
keeping alive the memories, the love, and all of the sacrifices and duties that the person went on before us has made. And that's what today is about. That is why in Charlestown, we hang our military banners. That is why we declared ourselves a hidden heroes community to acknowledge the
Her
caregivers
father-in-law,
who've been wounded in
he-
the line of duty.
Mr.
And
Bars,
especially
Ivan
when we
Bars,
gather
I
today,
believe was his name. He's a veteran.
To respect and honor those who gave their lives so that we have the freedoms to do what we are doing right now. Thank you all for being here today, and on behalf of the city of Charlestown, we owe all of you who have lost someone in your family a great deal of respect.
See, there's that tree. This lady here is Mrs. Johnson. And CB Radio, when her husband was alive, went by Blue Eyes. And they got he has a son named Odie Johnson. But one I see missing here is Chuck Gross and Captain Tom Cook. They couldn't make it. Cook is in the Legion. Chuck Gross is the VFW. They're not feeling too good from what they said. They kind of on the sick side. And if you see right here, the wind came out of the west to blow it that way. If it came out of the east, like Ernie said, it'll blow it that way. Unless people don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what it looks like. It came out of the west as it always does. Thank your veterans that for your service, and thank you veterans who did not make it home from the war: Vietnam, Korean, World War II, World War One, Spanish American War, and any other wars on the planet. But you here in our heart, you're not forgotten. It's usually American Legion person that does that. That's the first time I've seen a lady do it in over 50 years. I could be wrong. I think usually what they do after they leave Charleston, that's how it used to be. They used to leave here, either go to St. Michael's or New Washington, but they didn't say anything about it.
Okay, you now have a closing prayer.
See, I should have used my tripod. I know some of you said I've done a good job, but it'd have been better, people, if I just used my tripod.
Oh God, as we go about our day, as we celebrate with one another, as we enjoy a day away from work, the toils of life, help us to remember. Remember the grateful hearts of the men and women of our armed forces who, in the day of decision, ventured much for the liberties we now enjoy. Grant them peace, strength for their families. And may we not rest until all the people of this land share the benefits of freedom. Amen.
This concludes our program this morning. Appreciate everyone coming out here and enjoying it with us. Thank you.
Did you all come last night when they had all the damage up here?
I'm not sure if we had anybody up here last night.
If you went to the cemetery, when you come in the main gate, you see there's a tree down there.
Okay.
If you go out towards the back, you see a tree that kind of.
Oh gosh. Did you have any damage near your home?
I live in Underwood.
Okay.
I was kind of raised up here
Okay.
because Dad used to own this insurance office over there next door to the vendor. He died in '92.
Okay.
Mom died.
She's a sweet reporter. I don't know who she is with WLKY, but
She was a Mason. Mom was in the Eastern Star.
Okay.
She got to be the grand organist for the whole state of Indiana.
That's pretty cool.
she's very sweet. You know, them reporters got to be.
That's good.
You all got nice voices.
Well, thank you. We
Well, they gonna have you on 32, and I got you on YouTube live.
Well, thank you very
You did a
much.
good job.
Thank you. Thank you. It's, I tried it. My grandpa did this many years ago and had us
Yeah,
doing
I
this.
thought
So
of him. Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
always think of him when we get up.
You got an
You always
iPhone.
about like it then. You was that small?
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I didn't see any
I had
Trey.
back in the 70s. Her hair sometimes 20.
19 or 20. I'm
Well, I
not sure.
imagine living with you.
That was Bill
I
Craig.
was a mean boy. I was mean. I guarantee you.
Are you Tommy?
Yeah.
Because you're Margaret Cartwright. I took piano lessons from her.
I hope it wasn't on Saturdays.
I think it was during the week.
Goody.
Okay.
But
That's
I
it.
thought you were Tommy because
Because they had the Warner Girls on Saturday. I always went out and party, got in. I get to sleep.
I took them in the 70s and 80s. Is when I took lessons. So
But I think you was at Mom's funeral.
yeah, I loved your
Because
mama.
quite a few of her students was there.
Yeah. Hello. She was a sweet
How are
woman.
you doing today?
I'm still awake somehow.
Oh my gosh, were you up for the night?
Yeah. Well, we didn't know how bad.
My big plan. Yesterday somebody said, "So where are you gonna smoke tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Well, considering the duration, I'm not."
I know people. I was showing the grass.
Hey,
I'm
you
trying
didn't
to
take
put that.
piano lessons with that young lady, did you?
I would have joined you because I like
Did you take piano lessons with this young lady?
love it.
Oh, absolutely.
She
Yeah.
took it from my
I'll see you
mom.
later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
I said, you not one of them idiots that done it on Saturdays. No, I took it through the weekend. I sleep late on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So,
All right, we're gonna head out.
Okay. How you doing, Marina?
Look at that pink picnic table. Pink is beautiful. There's a city hall. That used to be the old 5 and 10 store the Renegers had. WLKY talking to the mayor of Charlestown. I think this building over there, if my memory serves me right, used to be the YMCA or
you can tell she
something
thought
like
she did it.
that. There's Bruce and Jack's barbershop. Well, I think it's more
That
Jack's
must have been where the
barbershop.
power lines is down last night.
There's Bill Craig. No, you ain't getting on my computer.
I understand what you're saying.
You're not supposed to be on that table, Sock.
I hate to drive over and see. I hate to see what them new houses looks like.
I think they missed it.
Man, why would you build a slab house? Would you rather have the family safe, have a basement in them? I know it costs a little bit more money, but my question is, if that water line breaks underneath that concrete, how you gonna fix it? No. But where I live in Underwood, at least you got a crawl space you can get underneath it. I heard all the damage. I heard the power lines was down here, and the tree was down. I didn't know up there by the cemetery where Ray Anderson lived.
Who over there by the church, Methodist church is down too.
Jim Barrett.
My name's Madison.
You had your you had your hand for it.
She's probably ready to go to bed.
Yeah, we're gonna have to trim this one up and take.
This guy right that was there, I think he's from Underwood, I think. People over here that used over here used to be the old ice cream, Napa, a couple of bars, the pool hall that was run by Doug Copeland.
Yeah, I lost one during Hurricane Ike.
And even City Hall, when it was 5 or 10, I think they had a movie theater in that place. You know.
The tornado went through Henryville. I watched it on my back porch. I was doing under Wall Street. I had $50,000 damage in hail.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna have to clean this up, put these chairs up.
Where's your husband? Oh. I know she been up all night.
Oh, I'm sure. She's been worrying and worrying, no doubt. No, no, man, she's got the kids in there. It's still going to happen, right?
I will start.
I think
Over here, people used to be the
young
old and told hardware store.
Hey, that's how my dad raised me. You been in Charleston all your life?
Oh, no.
You wouldn't know that because he died in 92. Because he used to be one of the owners over at Peter's Insurance.
Built that here in September of 3 years ago. In September of 3 years ago, came here from Colorado.
One of the people there said Charlestown
Nice
water
having you
is a
here.
little bit
I
better.
lived here 65 years and I moved to Underwood because the mayor we had back there then, because I lived up there in the project. And you did have some slum landlords too, though. But the mayor back there, then I call him Boss Hogg. If you remember Duke Hazard, you know how Boss Hogg was. And he didn't like low income people. If you made 48,000 or below, you was scumbag.
Yes.
And they had a meeting over at the A&E building. They used to be a Christian church. And when them cops heard that, they made him feel like that because they made 48,000 back there.
That was back there then. Bob Hall called them scumbags.
They used
You
to be
don't
a school
call
up
the police
there.
department
The old Dawson
scumbags.
Jennings School. I think it was.
And I was at
It had a
that meeting.
basement. It had a gym. I went up here until the 6th grade, and I had the new Dawson Jennings School built.
I'm originally from Indiana. Have you heard of Hartford City? You have?
Yep.
Not many people have.
Well, the only way I remember that, Dad sold Hartford Insurance.
I know that's
how
two
I
different
remember
things,
it.
but
I
I've
think I
been to
might have been there a
Hartford
few
City.
times.
Well, I left Indiana at the age of 20 and returned at the age of 69.
I won't see 69 again.
I won't either.
So far, I have outlived everybody on my real side of the family. My real dad, his brothers and sisters, they died between 60 and 65 heart attack and stroke. I'm 70 plus years old and I've outlived them. But I done had 4 heart attacks and strokes, so I'm still on here.
Wow, good for you. I've done the same thing. My parents died at 53 and 66. My oldest living grandparent was 70. And now I'm 72.
Well, Mom died, I want to say 17. I was just at the cemetery and I looked on the stone, but I just can't remember stuff too much. She died 2 days after her 101st birthday.
Oh, my goodness. Wow, that's fantastic.
She was, Dad was a Mason, and she was an Eastern Star. She was a grand organist. She played for weddings. That one girl up there that was singing, she took piano lessons from my mom. I said, I hope it wasn't on Saturday. He said, why? I said, I couldn't sleep in late.
I'm telling you the truth, people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's been good talking to you.
Okay.
That guy's also a reserve cop. I guess he's still a reserve cop.
But I miss not living here. But it's cheaper than what my rent is because it's through the USD and it's based on the income. If you're on disability, you can go through the USDA and probably get you a nice house. Have a nice trip.
Whatever. Oh, they can't do this or whatever. He's going to jump. Like, yeah, so there goes my grandkids. And they'll probably come back all like, you know, experience.
They be learning to speak German too.
My one is probably going to be French. Yeah, they have to do German because I think they have to do that in their class, even though they have a school on base. Yeah, half of it's German, half of it's English. Not for one of them.
They used to teach French in school here.
Sometimes they did. I have no idea.
I think they did.
I remember them.
Yeah, I don't know. They probably, I mean, years ago they did places.
I know when I went to the old schools up there, we had a TV. We watched TBS. We learned how to speak Spanish. Plus, some of your math classes was done on PBS TV back there then.
Hey, I'm telling the truth, people. I don't know if that happened anywhere else on the planet, but
Pick it up where they won't trip over it. Oh, it belongs to them TV people.
how much minutes?
So this is going to be on YouTube? What's it under?
It's Tom Cartwright 4375.
Tom Cartwright
4375.
Good, how are you? I'm going to have to pull that up.
And that's not your mother, is it?
No, it's
Right there.
That's my aunt.
Oh, your aunt?
That's my aunt.
Hey, I'm glad she didn't take piano lessons on Saturdays. I would have shot her. I didn't get to sleep in on Saturdays.
I was going to say, I wasn't on Saturdays. I was during the week.
That's a good thing because he'd have been in jail.
I would have been in jail. You know how I was. I went out and partied. Come home, hope to sleep. Didn't get to sleep.
That's true.
Dr. Warner's daughters, they was Saturdays. You had some students
You didn't shoot
that,
them, did you?
huh?
I said, you didn't shoot them, did you?
No, they showed up at Mom's funeral.
Tom Cartwright. Let's see.
4375.
Oh, yeah. My sister called, said,
I guess she's gonna watch it
That's
later
time to
on.
end this now. See y'all later, people.
So, people, that was a wonderful Memorial Day service in Charlestown, Indiana. You know, I decide, come pick her. Alexi, will you lay down? I know you love me, but Lordy, if I quit petting her, she'd take her paw and hit me on my hand. I don't know who that lady is. I don't know if she subscribed to my channel. That's okay. I wish I could get 1,000 subscribers, but I'm nobody. You know, I'm nobody important. You know, that's okay. But I'm leaving it up to God to get me that 1,000 subscribers. I watched a video on, I guess, Rumble. I'm still researching it where I can understand it. You know, they you get paid from day one when you live stream on Rumble. I might have to do that. You know, I'll look at it and see what you have to do, this and that. It's kind of complicated. I gotta figure, it probably take me a week or so to figure it out. So I hope you all had a great Monday. Be safe driving back home. Watch your speed limit. As they said in Head Start to the kids, make sure they got their hugger belts on. That's short for seat belts. Your seat belt hugs you like it loves you. Make sure you wear your seat belts. As Dad always taught me, if you hear it, you see it, you report it. Of child abuse or women abuse. Make sure you all report it. And ladies, if you're getting abused, make sure you call the police. Even if you have to text 911 without your mate knowing about it. Make sure you got hospital reports. You know, some states, they don't care. I done a video, I don't know how long ago it was. I'm going to have to do more on abusing women. I got quite a few women that watches this channel who has been abused. I have helped them. You know, it helps to talk about it. You know, I can't help them because I don't live in the same state or county they live in, or I would help them. You know, I did tell them a YouTuber to go to because I think he's a psychiatrist, I think. And he wears a mask to hide what he looks like. Because, you know, he's been threatened. You know how psychiatrists is or police officers, they got to hide their face because of the threats it's made against them. People, don't forget to thank of veterans for their service. That's how come that's where we are now on the planet. No matter what country you live in. Germany, Korea, Russia, like that. I've been watching this video on TikTok. I want to say robot something, or I forget the name of it. This young girl, she's doing like a robot. She moves like a robot. I should have wrote it down, but let's see if I can bring it up on TikTok. Where's TikTok? Come on, where's TikTok? There it is. I would show you this video, but it's kind of rated X, so I can't show you this one. I watch a whole lot of TikTok too, people. Mm. Well, I got to cut the music off. See, that's just one of many of them that does that. But she's good. Look at this big kitty cat, people. That's a big kitty cat. Look at that. Boy, it's bigger than my kitty cat. I know there's another one. You ever watch Tom the Mine Guy? I forget what place he is, but Tom the Mine in SeaWorld. Man, I like him. That's what today is all about, people. For the fallen soldiers.
Watch as these officers must find a way to end this pursuit of a minivan. Here's 3 reasons. Hey guys, come with us. This is a girl taking her hair done. When the green
Well, I gotta turn this music down. You all know who he is. That's Sergeant Barry of the Green Berets. You heard his music playing. But if I played his music, it's copyrighted. But this is Memorial Day. You know, That's Sergeant Barry of the Green Berets. You know, you can find his music online. He was a good soldier. Look at this pretty kitty cat. Lord, it eat my baby kitty cats up in here. I couldn't afford to feed this cat. That reminds me of a guy who had wild animals.
This little baby was abandoned by her parents because she. Have you ever been told that your cure for this stuff is good?
Is Tim Stark. I guess he's also known as the Lion King. Semi Five Brothers. That's a Marine. I said, oh, Barbie dancer. Sorry, people, I gotta turn the music down since I don't own the rights to it. There's the Barbie dancer or dancing robot. Look at her move. This is on TikTok. And I don't know what country it is, but it'd be nice if she could do a YouTube channel. She would get probably 10,000 subscribers on the first video, I would say. There's a guy that does it with her too. She moves like a robot. It must take a whole lot of practice to do this. So oh, Lordy. Wish I was young again. Happy Memorial Day, veterans, men and ladies, wherever you're at in this planet. That's a parasailing, people.
Exemplify the words honor, courage, and commitment. They are the few.
That's about 5 seconds. I don't think they get me a copyright on that. So you all have a great Monday evening. If you're on your way home, just take it easy. People, if you don't know what that is, that's a sign. Hello, there, Montez, John, and Crass. How you doing this fine Monday morning? Monday morning, boy. It's a Monday evening at 10:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you all watch that memorial service, no matter where you are on the planet today. The veterans who didn't make it home from the World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, Gulf War, and the other wars that we had that didn't make it home. Vietnam War. They've probably still got some in Vietnam. It's there, or they haven't found the bodies. So it's time to get off of here where I can watch the local news. So I want to thank you all. So God bless you all. Everybody do your thing. Behave yourself. Remember, if you got a YouTube channel, don't let people cuss or say any bad things in the comment. Because you do have kids that watch our YouTube channels. And they with their parents or guardians. Just remember that. So I want to thank you all. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe bell. Get all notifications. If you got any ideas to help me improve this, you can help me. People who got a YouTube channel maybe ain't got any videos. You can do a video on your family medical history in case you got kids or grandkids. That way they know the family medical history of you and your mate. Plus, they have a video of you in case something happens when God calls you home, if you believe in God. And you can do cooking videos or working out in your flower bed or cutting your grass, or working on your lawnmowers, working on your cars. And you can, they got an app that you can download on your cell phone. They call Prism Live Studio that you can run on your cell phone and all this. It's free. And the only thing you have to worry about, people, when you're using your cell phone is your data plan. You got to have unlimited data to stream, where you won't go over your data limit. But please don't give up on your YouTube channel. No matter if you don't have any videos or don't have that many subscribers. I tell you, I had this person from Australia, very nice person. They asked me, why did I subscribe to your channel? I said, I either saw your videos or I like the comment that you put in somebody's YouTube channel, or you don't have enough YouTube subscribers. That's why I do that, to help you out. You know, that's what I like to do, is help you out. So it's time to get off here before. Thank you all for joining me on this live stream. God bless you all.